दिया मैम, आई मीन स्टार्ट कर। तो अभी मैम मैं आपको वो ट्रांसफर कर देता हूँ।
ठीक है।
मैम देखिए आप होस्ट बन गए।
ओके।
देखिए आपके नाम के आगे होस्ट लिखा आ रहा होगा,
ठीक है।
गारवा के नाम में होस्ट आ गया होगा। ठीक है मैम।
जी जी।
तो यू विल एबल टू मैनेज द सिस्टम। आपको किसी को म्यूट अनम्यूट करना है, यू कैन डू इट, आप कर।
मुझे गूगल की मीट की ज्यादा आदत है, इसमें कोई स्पेशल ऐसा कुछ हो तो बता दें।
नहीं मैम ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, आपने तो सिर्फ
अच्छा।
मैंने रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन कर दिया है। बाकी नीचे चैट के ऑप्शन आपको नीचे देखे दिख रहा होगा, एक सिक्योरिटी का भी ऑप्शन दिख रहा होगा एकदम नीचे, तो उसके अंदर तो मैंने जो करना था वो करके छोड़ दिया है।
ठीक है ठीक है।
रूम इज ओपन टू ऑल, जिसके पास भी लिंक है दे विल बी एबल टू कम इन। इसमें कोई आई मीन कोई एडमिन का वो नहीं है कि उसको अलाउ करना है नहीं करना है।
ठीक है। अभी तक काम कर रहे हैं आप लोग?
हाँ हाँ
चलिए
मैं फिर लॉग आउट करता हूँ।
ठीक है, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू।
हेलो तनीमा।
Anji,
हाउ आर यू?
I'm absolutely fine.
So I think
It's 6:30.
it's 6:30. We can wait for 5 more minutes.
Right.
Can I add some guests here?
Anybody who has the link to this meet can join. You do not need to admit anybody. Anybody
Okay.
who, yeah, if you will share the link.
Increasing.
If you share the link, then they'll automatically they can join.
I think you are well versed with Zoom.
I'm well versed with Google Meet, with Zoom, with all the Microsoft Teams. I've taken it on all.
Okay. After 4 minutes, we can start.
Yeah, sure.
Madhura, please you can switch off your video. Madhura,
I have to switch off the video. Okay.
if you want, it's not like compulsory.
Okay.
Sometimes it's disturbing. That is why. Otherwise, you can.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Smriti, may I start share my screen? Is it okay if I share my?
Yes.
Okay.
First, yes, it's 18:35. So, Tanima, I would like you to introduce yourself first.
Right.
And you can introduce about the topics you are going to present today.
Sure.
And I request all the learners, please be interactive and take benefit of this academic counseling. We'll be having counseling for on tomorrow, but not on Saturday. Saturday's counseling is cancelled. So we'll have on 19th. I mean 16th, 17th, and 19th. So Tanima, I request you please introduce yourself.
My screen is visible, Dr. Smriti?
Yes.
Okay. Like my PPT, you can see my PPT?
Yes, we can see,
Okay.
but it's not full
Full screen? No, I've not done full screen. I've not yet done it full
Okay.
screen. I'll do that. Yeah, hi students, all the participants, all the MBA scholars here. I'm Dr. Tanima Datta, Associate Professor from Lovely Professional University. I'm in the field of academia for the past 22 years. Have written about 30 odd papers, I suppose, a few book chapters, a book I have come out with my friend recently. I'm basically a teacher of economics, teaching micro, macro, game theory, econometrics, public policy. Those are my areas. Of course, statistics is always there. Quant is one of my favorite subjects, which is always there in my timetable. That's one of the subjects that I constantly keep teaching. As far as my research interests are concerned, I'm more into agriculture, banking, and education. I've got six scholars under me, six PhD scholars. So they are basically doing on agriculture, education. These are the areas that they are doing. I have filed for a few copyrights recently as well. So hopefully, looking forward to getting those copyrights. And thank you so much to IGNU and especially to Dr. Garga for giving me this opportunity to be a part of IGNU. I have been a part of IGNU as a translator, but it's the first time as an academic counselor. I hope you people enjoy this session for the next few days. Please come out with your comments on the chat box. One more request, because it's a technical online thing, I would not it's not appreciable if you people open your cameras, because then that has an issue with everybody's bandwidth. So preferably, if you can keep that minimal. You can, of course, unmute yourself and come out with your doubts. Kindly let me know the language that is preferred. Should it be entirely in English? Should it be a mix? What do you prefer?
Mix, ma'am.
Okay, right. We'll do that. All right. So let's start off. And okay, let me go full screen. Yep. So this is the course. ये हम पढ़ेंगे quantitative analysis for management applications. ये आपका MMPC 005 है, ये आप लोग का इग्नू का कोड. और मेरे ख्याल से जो आप लोग को मेल मिला है उसमें भी आपसे कहा गया था कि आप अपना जो स्टडी मटेरियल है उसको पढ़कर आएं. बेसिकली जब हम स्टैटिस्टिक्स की बात करते हैं, आज का जो हमारा लेक्चर है, जो 1.5-2 घंटे की हम बात करेंगे, इसमें हम मेनली बात करेंगे इंट्रोडक्शन की, जो बेसिक स्टैटिस्टिक्स है. हम डेटा कलेक्शन की बात करेंगे, हम टैबुलेशन की बात करेंगे, मेजर्स ऑफ सेंट्रल टेंडेंसी की बात करेंगे और डिस्पर्जन की बात करेंगे. तो मध्य, माध्यिका, माध्य, बहुलक जो है उन सब की बात करेंगे. मीन, मीडियन, मोड है, विचलन है, प्रमाप विचलन है, रेंज है, विस्तार है, ये सारी चीज़ें जो विचलन है, डिस्पर्जन के माप है, उनके बारे में बात करेंगे. पर उसके पहले हम डेटा कलेक्शन की बात करें कि कैसे आप आंकड़ों को इकट्ठे कैसे करते हैं. और ऑफ कोर्स हम उसके प्रेजेंटेशन, ग्राफिकल प्रेजेंटेशन को भी देखेंगे. ग्राफिकल प्रेजेंटेशन पे मैं बहुत ज़्यादा जोर नहीं दे रही हूँ, वो बहुत अहम हिस्सा है. Very important part of statistics. You have got various softwares to do that nowadays. And okay, so there is this something came up. All right. Let me just. All right. So fine. I made a mark somehow. Let me see if I can undo that. Right. Okay, so somehow I made some mark with my pen tab. Right. So what I would want you people to do is we'll start with a quote by H.G. Wells. He has written a lot of books as well. तो उन्होंने कहा कि statistical thinking will one day be as necessary for efficient citizenship as the ability to read and write. तो वेल्स के हिसाब से यदि आपको पढ़ना लिखना आता है तो फिर आपको स्टैटिस्टिक्स भी आनी चाहिए, वो ये इतना इम्पोर्टेंट है, उस लेवल पे इम्पोर्टेंट है। आजकल वैसे भी आप देखिए हर चीज़ में आप कहीं पे भी जाइए तो हम आंकड़ों की ही बातें करते हैं, तो इसलिए बहुत नेसेसरी है कि आपको आंकड़ों के बारे में जानकारी होनी चाहिए। ये यूल एंड कंडाल है, दो प्रोफेसर्स हैं यूल और कंडाल, और इन्होंने कहा था कि बाय स्टैटिस्टिक्स वी मीन क्वांटिटेटिव डेटा affected to a marked extent by a multiplicity of causes। तो यहाँ पे उन्होंने जो वर्ड यूज किया है वो है मल्टीप्लिसिटी ऑफ कॉजेज की बात करी है। मल्टीप्लिसिटी ऑफ कॉजेज का मतलब है कि आप बहुत सारे चीज़ों से आप उस पर उसका फर्क पड़ रहा है।
Tanima, can I interrupt?
Yeah, please.
I just want to tell you that students here are from all over India.
All right. So
you can be in more English side.
Okay, all right, thank you. Branches of statistics, if we talk about, so there is of course mathematical statistics and there is applied statistics. Now when we talk about mathematical statistics and applied statistics, what we do, we mean we in social sciences or in management, we go for more of the applied one. Because we are not concerned with how the formulas are made or going into the theorems and all those things, that we are not very bothered about it. So it's more about the applied part, that how do you, like if you're calculating an average, then where do you calculate an average? If you're calculating frequencies, highest frequencies, then where do you use that? So that sort of thing becomes much more important for us. Of course, we have got descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Today, that what we are going to study in today's lecture is entirely descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics is basically when you are describing the data. So if I'm describing my data using, and I can use various tools for it. So one is of course a central tendency, which we are going to see today, and dispersion. So when I talk about dispersion, so I'm talking about things like range, about mean average deviation, about standard deviation, skewness, all these things we refer to when we are talking about dispersion. And central tendency, we talk about mean, median, mode, geometric mean, harmonic mean. So all those things we keep talking about. So we'll be talking about descriptive. And inferential statistics means when you are trying to infer something. So that means if I want to say infer in the sense that I want to deduce, when I come to the deduction part of it, so then I use my inferential statistics. So things like correlation, regression, all those things come in as part of inferential statistics, right? So descriptive statistics, here it is shown to you that it says that it consists of procedures used to summarize and describe the data. So as the name goes, descriptive, to describe something. So that is what descriptive is. And of course, inferential is when you are wanting to infer something or draw inferences from the population, like draw inferences about the population from the sample. So we collect a lot of samples, and like you people are in management, coming from different fields, you must be in your jobs, and a lot of you might be in marketing. And you are asked to say, supposedly somebody asks you to find out whether a new product should be brought about in the market or not. So what is the first thing that you think of? You think of going and collecting some data from the market to see that are there any relevant products, like are there any competitors of this sort or not? How are the people reacting to that product? So all those things you do, and then from that sample that you have drawn, you then infer about the population. That means the larger thing. So that is, and please remember that in statistics or econometrics, whenever we use the word population doesn't mean the human population. Population means the population of whatever sample that you're collecting. So like say supposingly any of you is from the medical field, so you can collect samples of say blood from people, and your population is the blood of all the people around you, or of that particular disease or area. So whatever that is. So population doesn't mean, though we use the word population, population doesn't mean just human population. So that is something that needs to be remembered. There comes the favorite part, data. And this is something that is all about data. आंकड़े, जब तक आपके पास आंकड़े नहीं हैं, तब तक आप अपनी बात बहुत दमदारी से नहीं रख सकते हैं. तो आंकड़ों का होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. So it's very, very important that you have data to substantiate your claims. So if you're saying anything, if I say that my classes are very popular, I have to give you feedback that, okay, so look, in the past 22 years, I have taken so many classes, and this is the feedback that I have received. Smriti, on the other hand, might say that Tanima's classes are very boring, and she has to come up with her statistics, her data, to show that my classes have been boring. So you need, whatever you're claiming, you need to substantiate, and that is where data comes in. Now, from where do you get the data? The question is, from where do you collect your data? Any answers to that? Anybody who has an idea that from where do you collect your data? From where do you collect the data?
Practical application, ma'am.
Practical applications, somebody has written surveys. Okay, practical application, a bit of more clarity there.
Suppose when we are doing something practically, or somewhere we are collecting some data about any result or anything.
That is the question, that from where. So that means you two are talking about surveys. You're talking about interviews and surveys, right? Yes. Okay. That is one way. Very good. Excellent. What other ways? What other ways? और क्या तरीके हैं आंकड़े इकट्ठे करने का? One is of course surveys are there, interviews are there. What else? How else? Sorry? Feedback. Okay. All right. Feedbacks are also data. All right. Shruti, what an intelligent
by answer. Applications.
By internet surfing.
Internet surfing, somebody said. Bingo. Good, Madhav. Good. Internet surfing. Madhav, will you surf the internet just like that, or would you go to specific websites?
Yeah, by Google, Bing, Microsoft.
All right. Okay. All right. Akshay Kichlu has
from interviews.
Absolutely.
From interviews.
Right. Absolutely. Google Analytics, yes, of course, social media. Google Analytics is one of the best places to get data.
There are so much. There are so much sites where we can collect the data through by purchasing them.
Right. For example.
I'm also doing business, an online grocery store.
Great.
And most of the most of the persons are messaging me, texting me that you will get 1 lakh customers data through by purchasing them around 2,000 to 3,000 and all.
Basically the leads, they are talking to you about the leads, right? Isn't
exactly.
It? Right. Okay, great. Okay. Wow. Now Kichlu has given me a very bookish answer. Akshay Kichlu, a very good. You might be a very good student in your graduation or in your yesteryears. He says primary and secondary research. It's primary and secondary basis sources of data. Absolutely brilliant answers by all of you. These are some sites. These are some sites that I have just because I am a person from economics, so I am giving you these websites. Of course. Acha, I forgot to give you one more site, like because he talked about paid websites. One is your CMIE, that is Center for Monitoring of Indian Economy. This is again from economics. Like we get a lot of data about unemployment, especially during this entire COVID period, because the government was not coming out with the data on unemployment. or employment, whatever way you want to look at. CMIE was the only source of data for that. So these are websites that I have given from my area of research. Of course, you people can add on to it. The only thing that you need to remember is that the authenticity of the data. Like with RBI, we know that the data is authentic because it's a government source. Same is with MOSPI. MOSPI is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. So again, a government website. The last one that you have, ends.dacnet.nic.in, that is Directorate of Economics and Statistics. You can have, somebody gave a very brilliant answer about using data analytics. Now, data analytics is something that if anybody of you who is from doing work on big data, so you are using data analytics there a lot, and you go there and say on all the social medias that you have. So if I want to collect some data from, say, Instagram or Twitter, it's very easy to collect the data from here. Then like you have got for search engine optimization also, if you're going for, so you need data from that. So that becomes very easy there, right? Somebody tell me that, is this a primary source of data or a secondary source of data? Because on the left hand side you have got a picture of a lady talking to some people. On the left hand side here, if you look at it, there is a lady here who is talking to some village women. Is there a difference between these two? Akshay, which is the primary one, the left one?
Yeah, ma'am. Left one is primary one and the right one is secondary one.
Okay, and what is the difference?
She's collecting the data first hand.
Right. Okay, Akshay. Great, great. And okay, Smriti, I need not teach anything to these students. They all know everything. Yeah, brilliant answers.
No, it's not like that.
they're
Even I am revising my things.
Okay. Right. Just okay. So sorry. Right. So this is, as you people said, absolutely right. This is primary. I hope this is, my pen is visible here. This is primary and this is secondary. Primary is basically when you're going to the horse's mouth and collecting the data. So when I'm going directly in the field and collecting the data, then that is primary. And again, please, like you have to excuse me for all these examples, because again, as I'm a social scientist, so for me, these things come first to my mind. If you have got a scientific background, you can think of your labs, laboratories from where you people collect your data. So that is primary data that you're collecting. Now, my question very quickly, when should we go for which one? When should we go for primary data collection and when should we go for secondary data collection? Yes. Somebody has written something. For primary, when should we be going? That is my question. Like, when should we be going for primary data collection and when for secondary data collection? ज़्यादा तारीफ कर दी मैंने आप लोगों की. Look, it always depends on the objective of your study. Not necessarily, Nikki, because secondary sources are as good as primary. The thing is that you go for primary data. Like it all depends, as I said, that it all depends on the objective of your study, the objective of the study that you are doing. So many a times it's primary data is it's a very scientific process. It requires a lot of expertise. Like everybody can't do it. Time frame, absolutely right what Nirav has said. Time is there. Money is very important, because how much money do you have at your disposal? Because primary data costs you a lot of money. It costs you a lot of time. Plus, you need much more expertise in handling primary data than secondary data. Secondary data is still easier to handle because you've got so many softwares and everything to clean your data. Primary data, when you're cleaning your primary data, that is something that you need to do it on your own. So you need to have a lot of expertise there. So it depends. It depends absolutely on the objectives of the study that you're doing. Now, methods of collecting primary data basically are questionnaires and personal interviews. You can do surveys. So for surveys also, you need the questionnaires. You can do interviews. You can
Tanima, you're not audible.
All right, I am back, and I'm not putting on my camera, Smriti, right now because I'm using my hotspot, so I don't know whether it'll be able to support. So I'm just sharing my PPT again, and here goes my PPT. And right. Okay. Okay, so I was here. Am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Visible. My PPT is visible. Okay, all right.
This presentation is visible.
Yeah, I'm not visible because I've not put on my camera. So please bear with me because there's no electricity. So I'm just trying to.
Okay. You can
Right.
go a bit
So
fast also.
what I was saying that. Yep. I'll do that. And the electricity is back and it's coming and going. Okay, let's do that. All right. So questionnaires and personal interviews that I was talking about. तो ये आप अलग-अलग तरीके हैं questionnaires और personal interviews के. तो उस तरीके से हम कर सकते हैं कि आप पूछें. Now, when you're doing your questionnaire, this is something that I wanted to share with you people because a lot of you will be going out in the field and collecting your data. So please remember that these are two things that you need to do. One is content validity and the other is reliability test. Now, what is content validity? Content validity means the content of your questionnaire, the questionnaire that you have prepared. The content of it has to be validated. This is also known as face validity. And how do you do this? This is when you go to the experts, you send them your objectives plus the questionnaire. You send them these two things and you ask them to see that whether the content is meeting the objectives or not. So all the questions that you have asked, they should cover all your objectives. So this is very important. This is very important when you are doing your collecting your data from the primary source. The second is to check the reliability of the data. Reliability tests have to be done. This is done once you have collected your, like you have done your pilot study. Once you have done your pilot study, that is when you go for your reliability test. So after the pilot has been done, you go for reliability test, and that is here we have we have got a very good test for this, which is known as Cronbach alpha test. And Cronbach alpha is generally used if you've got Likert scale questions. Anybody who is aware with Likert scale questions, like anybody who knows that what is a Likert scale or a Likert scale, however you want to pronounce it as? Yes. Yeah, somebody has put on their mic.
Yeah, ma'am, it's like we assess the degree of a particular objective, like strongly agree.
Yes,
And,
yes, yes, absolutely right, absolutely right. I can't see who's speaking. Who is speaking, by the way?
this is Dr. Arvinda.
Okay, great, great. Right, so, right, okay, fine, Smriti, it's all right. Now, what she said is absolutely right, that Likert scale is generally you've got a 5 scale, you've got a 5 scale questions, or you've got nowadays a lot of people are also using a 7 scale questions they are using. So if you people have, I should not use the word if, all of us have gone to Shoppers Stop, right? And in Shoppers Stop, you have got those things where they ask you that how was it? Is it new? Like while you're billing, they put on a thing with smiley. So it's like neutral, good, very good, bad, very bad. So this scale, which is this is known as Likert scale. Now, what Cronbach alpha does is when you've collected your pilot study, you put in this formula that alpha is equal to k into c bar upon v bar plus k minus 1 times c bar. So c bar and v bar are these are the various parameters that you take, the variances, the sum of the average of variances that you have taken at things. And of course, you can go and use your software for it. There are like SPSS can do that for you. You can use other softwares that are there, like say supposedly SAS, Stata, all these softwares that are there, you can use them as well. And they will help you to calculate this. Anything above, if your Cronbach alpha is coming anything greater than like 0.6, if your Cronbach alpha result is coming, that means it's a reliable, like reliability of the data is there. Any score above 0.6 is considered to be a good score, and you can, am I not audible, or am I not audible only to Arvind? Am I not audible?
You are audible, ma'am.
All right, so Arvind, please check your system, something wrong with your thing, right? Now, these are the secondary sources of secondary data, published sources and unpublished sources. Published sources, we talked about all those government websites that we are talking, and unpublished sources can be people who are doing their personal research, collecting data, and I forgot his name, the one who's doing his own business. So he gets calls from people who, sorry, Arvind, sorry, Arvind, yep. Sorry for forgetting your name. So the unpublished sources can be like, he is being asked that if you want leads of 1 lakh people, these many 30,000 people, 50,000 people will give you. So that's an unpublished data. So there are companies, most of these data that they have collected, the leads are from, not from very legal sources, but of course they are of people, like they have got the phone numbers and everything. Now, then we come to collection of data and classification of data. This is the second part of the thing that we do. That is collection of data and the classification of data. Now, you have collected the data from the various sources, you have collected the data. Now, the question comes that is this enough? Is the collection of data enough? Or do I need to do something more to it? So then what we do when we are talking about collection of data, there is also the need of classification of data. So the picture is telling you all that you have just put in all the same color people in the same group. So that is basically when you also, this is something that you also do with your classification of your data. So for this, you may make your frequency tables. So like if Arvind is getting, say Arvind buys the data, he buys the data that he's being provided with, and he classifies the data. Arvind, what would be the easiest way to classify your data if you get this data, if you get your leads? What will be the easiest way for you to classify it? What base should you be using?
Age, gender.
Age, okay, gender, okay. I think so. Geographically also, if he can do it geographically, that will also help him because he's running a grocery store. So area will also help him a lot, right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, absolutely fine. So age is there, gender is there, geographical areas there. What anything else that comes to your mind? Income, of course, he won't get, but if he gets the income data, that will be wonderful. But of course, he'll not get that. So yeah,
Standard of
somebody's
living.
sorry.
Standard of living.
How do you find out the standard of living of the people of the data that you have collected?
मैम मतलब कि किसी को भी मतलब कोई भी डेटा अगर कलेक्ट करना हो तो उनके मतलब जो जीने का
ये
तरीका
इनको
उसके ऊपर
नहीं, इनको किसी के पास ऑलरेडी डेटा है, वो इनको डेटा दे रहे हैं। वो उनको 50,000 लोगों का डेटा दे रहे हैं, तो क्या वो 50,000 के डेटा में स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग के हिसाब से नहीं, प्राइमरी, आप यदि प्राइमरी डेटा इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं तो आप ये स्टैंडर्ड ऑफ लिविंग की बात कर सकते हैं, पर ये प्राइमरी डेटा नहीं है, ये सेकेंडरी डेटा है। यदि इन्होंने यही चीज मैंने यहाँ पे कहा है, ये देखिए मैंने लिखा है यहाँ पे, सॉरी मैंने यहाँ पे लिखा है
frequency of shopping, ma'am, or
frequency of
frequency of
shopping.
visits.
Again, it depends if that is getting, if he can get that, of course, then of course frequency of shopping can be a very good indicator. But again, depends whether, because if he goes for primary data collection, if he's for the same thing, primary data collection, if he's doing, then of course age, gender, then your income, standard of living, you can have dummies for this, standard of living is there, and then of course frequency of shopping, all those things you can collect if you are going for primary, and then you classify the data. Here, because he's buying the data, so this is a secondary source of data, which generally doesn't have so much of detailing, right? Okay, habits, again, as I said, these things can be added to the primary thing, right? So these are the types of classification. So what we were talking about out of this, we were talking of two things. One was geographical classification. I talked about the area from where you can do. Quantitative is all your age, gender, income. This is quantitative. If you get standard of living, this is qualitative. Standard of living, habits, these are qualitative in nature. And then of course you can do chronological, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 if you're doing it first, like say first come, first in, first out, FIFO method if you're using, you can go for chronological classification. So ये मेरे ख्याल से सबको पता है ना, qualitative यानी कि गुणात्मक जब बात आप कर रहे हैं, when you're talking about the qualitative. So like habit is something that you cannot quantify. I may be a frequent, I may like this, I may not like this, I may like this color, I may not like that color. So these things, I might have the habit of shopping every week. Somebody might have a habit of shopping every month. So these are qualitative aspects. These are not quantitative aspects. Of course, age, gender, income are quantitative. Area, you understand geographical, right? Now, graphical representation of data that we have. So graphical representation of data can be, of course, using bar diagrams, histograms, line diagram, frequency polygon, ogive. बार डायग्राम कैसा दिखता है? बार डायग्राम ऐसा दिखता है जब आप बनाते हैं, तो ये आपने बार्स देखे होंगे, तो आप किसी चीज का बार है। हिस्टोग्राम भी बार डायग्राम ही जैसा दिखता है, बट हिस्टोग्राम में अंतर होता है क्योंकि हिस्टोग्राम जनरली फ्रीक्वेंसी का होता है, और इसमें आप जुड़े हुए आपके पास होते हैं। लाइन डायग्राम तो सिंपल, आपका लाइन डायग्राम जो है वो आपके पास आपको मिल जाएगा कि आपको मान लीजिए आपको ट्रेंड दिखाना है किसी चीज़ का, तो आपने ये इंक्रीजिंग ट्रेंड दिखा दिया, या आपने फ्लक्चुएटिंग ट्रेंड्स दिखा दिए। तो ये लाइन डायग्राम हो गया आपके पास। फ्रीक्वेंसी पॉलीगॉन जो होता है इसमें और ओजाइव और फ्रीक्वेंसी पॉलीगॉन में थोड़ा सा अंतर होता है। ओजाइव जो है दिस इज योर क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी, this is your cumulative frequency curve. What is cumulative frequency? Cumulative frequency is like frequency is the number of times a data occurs. That is the frequency. And what is cumulative frequency? As the word says, cumulate, to add on. Right, so add on, like you're just adding on. So let me give you a very brief example of that. Say I've got this frequency. I have what should I say? Take class, and I'm taking number of students. So this becomes my frequency. So I've taken first year and I've taken second year. The number of students here is 74. This is 68. Let me take some third semester wise. Let me take it fourth semester. So this is 50. This is 78. Now cumulative frequency will be what? 74 plus 68. So which comes out to be 7 plus 6 is 13, 14. So 142 plus 50, that's 192. Plus 78 is how much? 8, 10 and 9, 10, 17, 270. So this is my cumulative frequency. So I've just added on these things. So this is cumulative frequency. So if I'm making a graph, let me just change the color of my pen so that it becomes easy for you. So if I'm making a curve of this, then I'll make a frequency polygon. If I'm making a curve from this, I'll make a ogive. Is it clear? Is it clear? The difference between the two.
Ma'am, can you give more example?
Of what, ma'am? Of what do you want me to give more example?
Frequency, polygon and ogive.
देखिए ogive और frequency polygon में ये है, frequency का मतलब है one thing that is coming again and again, right? So if you this is the frequency. Okay, let me see. Give me a second. Okay. Right. Let me. Okay, and there's no electricity still, and my battery is also running low. All right. Here, if like frequency can be like this is X, and X can be anything. It can be shirt size. It can be shirt size. So the shirt sizes are starting from say 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. The frequency means the number of shirts that you have for each size. You've got 10 shirts of this, 15 of this. Please put off your mic, whoever mic is on, please put it off. 20 of this, 22 of this, 25 of this. So these are the number of shirts that you have for each size. Now, what is cumulative frequency? Cumulative frequency is I'm accumulating them, I'm adding them on. So this plus this 25, 43, 63, 85, and this will be what? 110. 25 plus 18 is 43. Yep. Yep. So this is 110. So this is, so if I now plot this graph, if I'm plotting my cumulative frequency, then this becomes my ogive, right? I put it here, I write here shirt size, and I write here cumulative frequency, and I plot these 10, 25, 43, 63, 85, 110. So this, if I add on these things, this line that I get is a ogive. If I plot these, against them, this becomes my frequency polygon. Is it clear?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
it clear now? Right, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Yes,
you.
madam.
Okay, so now we come to descriptive statistics. And this is a very interesting part. Descriptive statistics is, of course, we'll be talking about both the things, measures of central tendency, and we'll be talking about measures of variability. Here I've not written, I should have written, it should be one more, like you have got your mean deviation. You also have here quartile deviation. When we study here median, we can also study things like quartiles, deciles, percentiles. They are of all the same family. ये जो है ना ये एक परिवार है. This is one family, and of course you've got mean and mode. Now please look at this screen because I have not. I'll just write and I want to explain it to you. The first thing that you need to understand is mean. Now mean is what? Mean is an average. So if you are calculating the average of anything, okay, now this is, sorry Smriti for a bad figure of yours. I know you're a great painter and a great artist, but sorry for my limiting skills. Now say Smriti receives, on Monday, she receives 20 calls. On Tuesday, she receives 35 calls. On Wednesday, she receives 15 calls. On Thursday, she receives 18 calls. On Friday, she receives 32 calls. On Saturday, she receives 68 calls. Now, if somebody asks you how many how will you answer this? How many average calls did Smriti receive in a day? Yes.
Total number of calls by total day.
Okay, so I'll sum this up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this comes out to be what? 10, 20, 28, 6 to 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 12, 13.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Do you remember सबको जोड़ दो और नंबर से भाग दे दो?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल जी जी बिल्कुल 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 सही कहा और इस बीच में मेरी गिनती टूट गई चलिए 6 और 8
हनुमान सिंह यादव सर की स्टेटमेंट
6 2 8 8 3 11 12 13 13
Ma'am, that's 188.
188 thank you and we have got 6 days here we have got 6 days so I just divide 188 by 6 and whatever the number comes out to be it comes out to be what 31 point some calls it will come out to be 31.6
31.3, ma'am.
66 33 sorry 33 right 31.33
Yeah.
now if we are if this is 31.33 we are talking about ये जो आपने 188 को जोड़ा इसको यदि मैं नोटेशन फॉर्म में लिखूं if I write it as a notation then I say that mean is equal to summation x upon n. This is my n, right? So this is my n and this is my summation of x and this is my formula for calculating mean. Right now let me change this a bit. Let me add on something to this. Let me see that on Monday again Smriti is receiving, for MBS she receives 20 calls and MBA has got a number of sections 4. Then for BCA she receives 35 calls. Here the number of sections are 3. For BBA she receives 100 calls. The sections are 5. Now, if I want to find out the average, how do I find out?
$155 by 12.
No. Wrong answer.
First, ma'am, we multiply 20 by 4 and आंसर हाँ फिर उसके सारे जो नंबर आएंगे उसका प्लस करके उनको 3 नंबर से डिवाइड कर देंगे
G, because she is, the reason is multiply the frequency. Absolutely right, Akshay. This is my X and this is my frequency. Sorry, ये गड़बड़ हो गया, ये X है और ये F है, ये frequency है. So we are just, नहीं, सही लिख रही थी मैं, ओहो. Just a second है. चलिए, ऐसी वाली गलतियां हो जाती हैं. All right. ये मेरे पास x है, ये मेरे पास f है. तो यहाँ पे फॉर्मूला जो है ये मेरा बेसिकली ग्रुप्ड डेटा का मैं आपको फॉर्मूला दिखाना चाह रही थी. एंड सो योर it'll come out to be this is what 600 685 and if you total this up this comes out to be what
228.3.
Okay, great answer. 12 685 by 12 is how much? Please repeat. 57.1 somebody says.
57.1. That's 57.08 something.
57.08. All right. Right. So here the formula becomes summation fx upon summation f. Or yeah, so this is like Indian books में आपको ऐसे वाला formula मिलेगा. By Indian books will write it this way. For me, I prefer it this because this is easier to remember for me. So I remember it this way. For me, any which way is right. If you know what n stands for here, because otherwise you have to remember that n stands for summation f. So that you do that. Then comes your thing called median. Median. Now I have got ये मेरे पास 5 लोग हैं और मुझे इनकी मीडियन हाइट बतानी है. I have to tell their median height. Okay, I've got these 5 people. Median means middle. Okay, the word median means middle. Median शब्द का मतलब होता है middle या two. mid भी समझ सकते हैं. अब मुझे इन 5 लोगों को इनकी मीडियन हाइट आई हैव टू डिवाइड देम अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर मीडियन हाइट. हाउ डू आई डू दिस? How do I do this?
Arrange them in ascending order.
Sorry, your voice is cracking.
Okay, arrange them in ascending or descending order according to their height, and take the middle number. Pick the middle one. That will be the median.
Okay, so so I say this one, and then I have this one, and then I keep this one, and ये इसके 4 पैर हो गए, और ये आ गया, और ये सबसे लंबा वाला आ गया. Right. This is what you are saying, and you are absolutely right. So the first thing you do is you arrange the data. You arrange the data. So it's either in the increasing order or in the decreasing order. Okay. In either of that, you arrange it. And then because you have to take the median, so you take the middle one. So this fellow here, he becomes my median. So that means I've got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this third one is my median. Now there is a formula for this. They say the formula is n plus 1 by 2. n is the number of observations. So in this case, how many observations do we have? In this case, how many observations do we have?
5.
5. So this is 5 plus 1 oblique 2, which is 6 by 2, which is third. Please remember that your third item is your median item. 3 is not your median. The third item is your median item, right? तो ये प्लीज याद रखें जब आप मीडियन को निकाल रहे हो कि m is equal to n plus 1 by 2. यदि इसी चीज में if I let me bring in few more things and Dr. Smriti, can you hear me? Like, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
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 My battery is running
But I was
low
not
and
looking at your screen. Sorry.
no, that's okay. That's okay. My battery of my laptop is running very low, and electricity has not come in. What
Yes.
is the alternative? What is the alternative?
Similar actually situation is here also. You can, if something happens like that, you can continue tomorrow and you can take some extra time tomorrow if you can.
Okay, fair, sure, fair.
Is it
fair
okay?
enough.
Is it okay, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because
Because
there's
in Bhopal, monsoon is coming
Yes, ma'am.
and shed, so that is why the
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, बिल्कुल. तो वो हम लोग जो है ना हमारे साथ अभी बड़ी कुछ नहीं कर सकते. चलिए जितने जल्दी अपन जितना कर लें. अब इसमें एक चीज, हाँ जी, मैं इसमें दो चीजें और ऐड कर रही हूँ. I'm just adding 2-3 things. One is quartile. If I want to do the same thing for quartile, in quartile it means you are dividing into 4 parts. In decile you are dividing it into 10 parts. And percentile is when you are dividing it into 100 parts. Now, if a lot of you might have given CAT, anybody who has given CAT, MAT, all these exams, have you people given?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep, and you people get when the results come in, you are given your answer, like results in percentile. The percentile score is given to you.
Yes, ma'am. It's given in percentile.
And it's not percentage, it's percentile. So
yes,
this
it's
is
in percentile.
yes, yep. So that means if your score is say if you are 85 percentile, that means are you up in the game or are you behind in the game? Okay, chalo. That is something that you people need to think about. Up in the game, absolutely, Akshay, because that means that only you are behind 15 people and you are ahead of 85 people. So that means it's good. Now, in a median, this is one way of doing it. Another way of doing a median is like, say I have, okay. मेरे पास x है 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. My frequency is given as 5, 7, 2, 10, 3. Now, if I now want to calculate my median now, because this is the discrete series thing. So what I do is first of all, I find out my cumulative frequency. So I do 10, 7, 4, 20, sorry, so sorry. Like an idiot, I'm multiplying it. Yeah, I'm like an idiot, I'm multiplying it. All right, so 5 and 12 and 14 and 24 and 27. Acha, cumulative frequency ka na there is a small tip to find out that whether you have calculated your cumulative frequency correctly or not. So if the total of your frequency comes out to be the last cumulative frequency, that means your calculations are correct. So that's 5 plus 7, 12, 14, 24, 27. So this is summation F. So we know that it is right. Now what we do is here in this case, if we are finding it out in this case, what we do is we just go by n by 2, which is sorry, n plus 1 by 2. Now here n plus 1 by 2, if I am doing it, so this will be 27 plus 1 by 2. 27, n is total frequency. So this comes out to be 14. Now, if you look at frequency, if you look at the frequency column, you won't find a single 14 here. इधर आपको कहीं पे भी 14 नहीं दिखेगा. So what you do is you search column की spelling गलत हो सकती है. So you can search this 14. Now, it's not in the first one. So this is this one, because this is 14. So this is my cumulative frequency. Here it is. So what would be my median here? Please, somebody who can tell me which is my median. I found my cumulative frequency thing, which is my sorry. What is median? Kitna hai? How much is the median? Somebody's answering. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Vidya, Akshay, and
6.
yes, absolutely right. Ganesh, all of you absolutely right. So my median is 6. Anybody, any doubt? Median is equal to 6. Anybody, any doubt?
No, ma'am, it is
Please.
clear.
आपको नहीं समझ में आया? You did not understand? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You where did you lose me? Like कहाँ नहीं समझ में आया? Where did you lose me? It's clear. Nirav is writing clear. Somebody had some doubt. चलो ठीक है. जिसका भी है, please come out and ask. Otherwise, right. Now I have my x as, say this is my temperature numbers I have. So I have this as 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. God forbid if we have 40 to 50. Frequencies we are having, say, again 5, 10, 12, 8, 6. These are my frequencies. Let me find out my cumulative frequencies. So these are my frequencies, my cumulative frequencies, right? Now, if I want to now find it, my median will be, first, this is my first step. Now, this formula, n by 2, I'm applying. This is to find the median class. Okay, n by 2 is to find the median class. So n is my 41. So 41 by 2 is 20.5. Now, search this in CF. Now, which should be my median class? Median class कौन सा हो जाएगा?
27.
20 to 30. 20 to 30 because ये 20.5, yeah, 20.5. So 20.5, that means this becomes my median class. Now this is step 1. Step 2 is median is equal to L1 plus n by 2 minus CF upon F into I. ये एक तरीका है करने का. The second method of doing is L2 minus n by 2 minus CF upon F into I. Generally, we use this formula. So if you do not remember this one, it's okay. Now L1 is what? L1 is your lower limit. N by 2 you have already calculated 20.5. CF कौन सा है? I'm writing it here.
41.
Pretty ma'am, I think we have lost the connection of Tanima ma'am.
Might be. Am I audible?
As she was, yes ma'am, as she was
Yes,
saying about
it might
the
be
laptop.
that electricity is not
Yeah.
there and battery is gone. So we can do it on tomorrow's class. She can present the rest of the things. So I think today's session is over. And
Ma'am, can I ask something?
Yes.
Ma'am, actually, I want to know about the re-registration of second semester. What is the last date for that?
It must be there. I think 30. It's around in July or 31st of June. It's like that. Must be there. Re-registration is not. I mean that in that alarming situation, you can do it. I don't remember the date actually, but it must be 31st June or 30th June or 15 July.
What about exam form, ma'am, for OL students, MBA OL?
Actually,
students?
for online student, online MBA students, exams are not yet. They are under planning, and something is going on there, happening over there. But right now, the link is for only those learners who are under ODL system, open and distance learning. So you'll get information very soon. It must be very positive also.
But
So
ma'am, I have seen in
for that.
registration that we can
What
also
about
pay fees
registration for
for
second
MBA OL.
semester?
Premlata, first you ask, then Vasu can ask.
Yes, ma'am. I want to know that what about registration of second semester?
You have to re-register for second semester. You have to
And
do
what is the
that. I
last
told
date?
you earlier also. Just a minute. Hello? Hello? Yes, Tanima. ठीक है कल कर लेना कोई बात नहीं अभी मैं वो स्टूडेंट से कुछ ग्रीवेंस उनके कर रही थी कल कर लेते हैं ओके ओके थैंक यू आई विल टॉक टू यू लेटर ओके
Ma'am.
यस प्रेमलता जी
या मैम वही मैं पूछ रही थी लास्ट डेट क्या है रजिस्ट्रेशन का
मैं अभी आपको या तो अभी यूनिवर्सिटी की वेबसाइट से देख के बताऊं मैंने अभी जो बताया था वो आप समझ पाए
नो मैम एक्चुअली आपकी वॉइस
अभी री रजिस्ट्रेशन का डेट है अभी आप कर सकते हैं पर एग्जैक्ट डेट मुझे याद नहीं है उसके लिए मुझे वेबसाइट को रेफर करना होगा बिकॉज राइट नाउ आई एम नॉट लुकिंग admissions so I forgot the date.
Ma'am, can I ask?
Excuse me, ma'am.
But there is a date, and if you have not yet done your re-registration, you have to do.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, I was trying to do the re-registration, but I was not getting the thing, means the website or where I have to do, because the previous one where we have done the registration for the first semester, there when I'm choosing my course, it is not coming MBA OL. That course is not there in the dropout list.
Okay, then Pramita, whoever is facing the problem, you do one thing, you send me email on this academic RC Bhopal, and and you can also directly copy to director COE. Otherwise, if you're not having that email ID, you can send it to me and I'll forward it. I'll get what is the actual situation and which is the exact link for you.
Okay, thank you.
And don't worry, we have some time, but you remember that you have to do the second semester registration. before
Yes.
examination, and the dates are there in the website. But there are some differences in ODL and OL, so I'm not telling you the exact date. I need to check it from the my Center for Online Learning. So I'll check that and let you know. You just send
Ma'am,
me an email. Okay,
actually,
Excuse me,
I just saw that MBA OL and MBA ODL both can apply for re-registration.
yes,
I've
I know
seen
that, but I was not sure.
Okay,
So I just
but
wanted to check the.
when you said that for re-registration is a you can apply for re-registration on the first day, I saw that both can apply on that
Yes,
link.
actually, re-registration, there must be no issue. You can apply for re-registration, but there is an issue with examination, and it's for positive reason. We can wait
Okay.
for that, and in meanwhile, you can study your things. There was a big gap of I think more than 10 days for academic counseling, and I was uh, putting all my effort to bring you to get a good academic counselor who can do online also things. So I hope we'll do it now. And how what is your feedback for Tanima ji?
Good, ma'am. Very, very nice.
ma'am, very
And
nice.
she will be taking for MMPC 003 also. So, okay, so for now, and if whenever you feel any type of doubt or query, you just send me an email. Why, Pramita ji, why are you waiting? You just send me email whenever you have anything. I'll search and let you know.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
It's smriti@ignu.ac.in.
That is also but you can you generally I generally prefer to deal with MBA OL learners on my academic RC Bhopal email ID, because on smriti@ignu.ac.in there are so many other emails.
Ma'am, once can you tell me which email you are saying?
The one from which you are getting this email for this schedule
Link
for
for
this
the
academic counseling.
Okay.
Academic RC Bhopal@ignu.ac.in.
Okay, okay. Yes.
And if you don't remember, I mean, in any case, you can send me on smriti@ignu.ac.in also. But I
Okay.
prefer, for you, I prefer academic RC Bhopal.
Okay.
Okay, my camera is on.
Uh,
So,
excuse me,
for
ma'am.
today, we can close it, and we'll have our session tomorrow. Okay.
Ma'am, just a doubt if you are.
Okay.
Ma'am, I just wanted to clear that the tentative dates are for MBA OL as well, right?
Which tentative dates?
For examinations.
It's not written. Means if the
Because no
tentative dates are,
specification is there.
see, if the tentative dates are for MBA OL, then you should be able to do your examination form and all these things. I can't say anything. Don't calculate so much. Okay, you just go smooth.
Yeah, ma'am, because no specifications is there. That's
You
why.
will get chance to register for your examination at least before 15 days.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
This is the rule.
Okay, okay.
So don't worry and enjoy your studies.
This session was very nice, ma'am. Today's session was very nice. She explained
I was
very-
waiting for you. Actually, her empanelment was not done. She was not empaneled as academic counselor. So, and other academic counselor are not able to take on this online thing.
But she explained so well, and the session was nice. Actually, I liked
She's
it
my junior,
personally.
okay?
She's so nice, nicely
She's
explained.
very experienced person and good in this. She's very good in econometrics also.
Okay.
So you'll definitely you'll be benefited for that.
Okay,
And you
thank
can
you so
discuss
much,
with
ma'am,
your
for
if
being
you
such
have
a
any
nice
group.
person.
If you have any group, you can discuss and ask them to join because today was the easy one, but next when you
Actually,
go
ma'am,
for
today
tough,
very less presence was
participants are
there
very
today.
less.
Yeah.
Maybe because they are working, or if there is a group, you share that if you can join, you should join.
Sure, sure. I'll do
Okay.
that, ma'am. Thank you so much,
So,
ma'am.
okay, I think we can close the session, or anyone else want to ask something to me? So I'm stopping the
Hello,
record.
madam. Can you share that MBA handbook, OL handbook, so that we know what courses we have for second sem and in future also for second year also.
You don't have that handbook?
No, we don't have
Which
handbook.
handbook about
Madam, I tried to download from LMS also, that LMS also, but it is not getting downloaded, ma'am. That handbook.
Yes, ma'am. That's true.